any issue that, that we discussed yesterday? Are you facing any issue to run Power Automate actions? Okay. Is someone who does not know about the RPA? I'm sharing my screen. I will continue from last lecture only.
Yeah, yeah, hi, Yaksh. So, if you
Uh,
can give some insight of what happened in last two lecture, that really will help us to us.
So, Bala.
Yep.
So first we discuss about the RPA and Power Automate. Okay. We
Okay.
will again discuss from the next week from the starting. Okay.
Okay.
And again we discuss about the loops and conditional statements and how we can set the variables and what are the data types into the Power Automates. Next two. So we discuss these things, right? And also we also discuss about the Power Automate Cloud, how and how many types of flows we have.
Okay.
That we already discussed. And again, we will discuss this thing from the scratch and from the next week. Okay. So
Oh, okay. Okay, got it.
from the next week, we will start from the paid persons only.
Okay, got it.
Okay. Okay. Then, so today I will provide you some demo about the exception handling, how we can use into the Power Automate text. Okay, that is very important when you are running any bot that we need to specify and we need to know how many types of exceptions we can use and what is the exception first. Okay, so
20,
exception is
25 మధ్యలో అయితే ఏమన్నా అడుగుతుంటే
25 మధ్యలోనా? ఏమో నాకు తెలిసి అడుగు.
okay. So basically, guys, exception is nothing but it's a exception is if you will have any error, right, in any action, right? So what you can do, you can uh, use any exception, a try catch block if you know about that. Okay. So we have three things here into the exception handling: try, catch, and finalize. Okay. So what we can do from that, let us suppose we have any issue into the any some no some actions, right? I can provide the on error, on block error, and then if any error is coming into the between these actions, I can handle that error. Okay. So how we can do that? So in the Power Automate, we have two types of exception handling. Okay. So first is on block error and second is action level. Okay. So action level error handling is nothing but if at on every action you can provide any exception handling. Okay. And on block error is if you have multiple actions, then you can uh, use on block error on multiple actions actually. Okay. Or you can together all the actions and use one exception handle only. Okay, like try block. Okay, so if I will showcase any code, like let us suppose we have any, this is some algorithm only. So what we will do, we will use one try block first. Okay, here we are setting some value by one and running one loop. Okay, and that loop are running from 1 to 20. Okay, and here we are printing that numbers. Okay. Let us suppose in this loop, uh, we are getting any error. So what we can do, we can use another block with the catch, so that we can pass this here a exception, a proper exception, whatever we want to print. Okay, a proper error we can write here, error that it might be a number is that value should be integer only. Like this, we can pass as a exception. So that later we can check the messages and analyze what is the error into the code. Okay. And another thing we can use, on the basis of the conditions, we can send the mail to the user that what's the issue into the code, so that he can send the he can send the proper inputs into the Power Automate, right? So we can do this type of exception handling. Also, we can use the finalize. So finalize means it will run, okay? Whether we have the error or not, but this finalized code will run only, okay, every time. It will not give you any error, okay? Okay, guys. So this is the basic scenario for exception handling that we will use into the Power Automate also. How we can use it here? Guys, please mute yourself. If you have any issues, you can discuss. Okay. Thank you. So,
Hello.
yes, Akash.
Yeah, Pratyaksh. Hi. So I just want to ask that do we follow the same exception what we follow in UiPath, right? And exception principles.
The concept is same, but
Uh,
the way of this in the Power Automate is different.
okay.
Okay.
Okay. Got it.
So here, let us suppose you want to pass any exception with these couples of actions, then you can use on block error. There is one action on block. Here you can use this and you can name it as a on error right now. Save it, and this block you can end with the between these actions you can, if you are getting any error, then it will throw the error on the basis of this rules that I will provide here. Okay. Or if I will say short list, okay, let us suppose I will create a list and I will add item into the list with this set variable. Let me delete all the things here. I'm creating a new scenario. Okay. Here I am creating a new list with this section and setting one variable, or we can use this directly list, and here I am passing these value 1 comma 2 comma 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, and these value we can split it. Okay, here I am splitting with this. I am using custom delimiters, and here I am using comma separated value. Okay, then what will happen if you will run directly from here till here? It will convert this list into the list. Actually, it will convert this string into the list. Right now this is string only. Okay, let me run this one. You can see text list is your list, right? List of text values. Okay, so let us suppose you are getting any error into the split text, then you can use on block error onto this action. Okay, this type of exception handling is a action level exception handling, and if you pass in this couples of actions this block, then this is a block level error handling. Okay, so we have two types of exceptions in Power Automate desktop. Okay, so if I'm getting any error here, what I can do, I I will use continue flow run, and here we have multiple mode into the action level error handling. These mode are either I can go to the next action, or I can repeat this action, and I can use go to label. Okay, so go to label is another way to handle this exception. What we can do, okay, so go to next action, you know that it will automatically go to the next action. Okay, if I will use this one, you can see if you are seeing this symbol, then this action has a action level error handling here. Okay, so here what I'm doing, continue flow run, go to the next action. Okay, this is my mode, or I can use the retry policy also here, right? So retry policy I can use fixed. Let it will retry one time with 2 seconds of interval. I can increase this interval also. Okay, so here you can see this is, if any error I'm getting, it will continue to the next action. But I can specify the rules also on the basis of errors. Here we have only this single type of error, but in multiple actions we have multiple types of errors we have. So we can pass these rules on the basis of uh, this error, whatever we are getting onto the action. Okay. So here, if I will go to the go to label, so here I need to select that label. First, I need to create that label. So how I can create that label? Here I am passing that label, and label name is, or I can use label here, and label name is retry. Okay. Then in the split text action, I will use this go to label, and here I will use that label retry. So what will happen if I am getting any error on this action? It will directly go on to this label action. And then again, it will start from this second line. Okay. So this type of exception, we can say this is the action level error handling we are using. Okay. So we have three handling mode here. Go to next action, repeat action will repeat this action only. Go to next action will go to the next action. Okay. And go to label, we can move that action to the any action or before. Okay, let us suppose we have 100 line, means 70 lines of code or 100 lines of code here. Okay, and we want to jump into the another action, then we can use that go to. Okay, we have another action here also, go to directly. Here you can also use that retry. This is also helps to jump into the particular action. Okay, guys, can you mute yourself, please? Okay, So here on in the action level error handling also we have this condition, a new rule we can use it. Either we can set that variable. Let us suppose I am using here uh, error is I'm setting this variable as a true. So if I'm getting any error onto this action, then what will happen? Okay, we can't define the name error, variable name error. Okay, it's a inbuilt variable. We can't use it. So that's why I'm using error underscore value. So here I'm setting that variable. So once if I'm getting any error, then it will set this value. Then you can use if else condition on the basis of if else. If we are getting any error, means this if we error value is true, then we can use that condition. Or directly we can run the flow. Okay. So basically what we can do, uh, we will create a new flow on every error to extract the error conditions. Here I'm creating one subflow on error and I am extracting the get last error. Here last error will save, it will save error into this variable, flow variable. Okay. So here also you can use that run subflow and directly you can go to that subflow. Okay. So if you are getting any error onto the split action, it will directly jump into this subflow. Okay. So this is the action level error handling, and there are many ways to handle this error. Okay. Similarly, we have block level error handling. We have the same things here also. Where we can set the variables, we can run this subflow, or here we can use this handling mode. Into the action level, we have three modes only: go to the next action, repeat action, or go to the label. But here we have two more handling mode: go to the beginning of the block or end of the block. Okay. So if we are getting any error, either we can go to the beginning of the block or end of the block. Okay. With mostly we will go to the end of the block, and there we can pass the condition. If we are getting any error, then we can use the if else conditions. Okay. Here, if we enable this action, it will capture the logic errors also. Okay. So logic errors means those errors that if you are writing any irrelevant code, like you are writing that variable divide is equal to 0 divided by 1. Okay. That it will throw the exception then. Okay. These type of logic errors also it will capture. Okay, guys. Any question here? Guys, any question here? How we can use on block error and how it will handle these errors or action level also. Okay.
Hello, Pratyaksh.
Yeah. Hi, Raj.
Um, how we can store exception? For example, we will have exception dot message, exception dot inner exception, and we can store that exception in one variable also, right? Here, something like that. We have exception handling. On error, we are doing some actions, but what is the real exception? If you want to store in one variable, if you want to print in message box or
Okay. Let us suppose here I am using this U here and running this flow. And here I'm using breaking point. Okay, it is not okay. It is not giving you the any error. Or you can pass this. Okay, it here only it is giving you exactly error. Can use set variable 0 divided by 1 in percentile. Okay, so here it will run the continue flow error, and here you can use runs of flow no error. It's also not giving the error. You can use that exception if x is equal to save it and set the variable here. Not giving. Okay, here it is giving you the error index out of range, and
Yes.
this is the condition error. We can't use this here. Here we should enable this capture unexpected logic errors. Now it will handle that error. Okay. So here you can see in the last error, it will save your message. Okay. Last error dot error message will save your message. Then you can use it for logging purposes. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other question? Okay, so these type of exception handling we will use here. And here what we can do, let us suppose we are getting any error here, we can use go to the end of the block directly and also set one variable. Error found is true. Okay, this is a way to pass the Boolean value. So once we are getting any error, then what we can use here in the last, if error found is true, then what we can do, we can use log message here, and here we can pass this message that uh, whatever we have that error into this own error, last error, we can set into the message. So this is error. So we will define this log level error, and here we will pass this message that is your last error. Or we can use this last error dot message. Okay. Right now I am passing the complete variable here. So it will log this message. This is one action that you can use. You can log this message into the cloud text to flow activity. So this action you can use. How it will visible onto the cloud, we will see this later, but this is a way to pass this action into the text to. Okay. Right now, what I will do, I will use one display message. Okay. To show the error. Okay. We can't see that error. We have the error here. Okay. 1 minute, guys. Okay. Here you can see your error. It will provide you the action name, action line number, subflow name, and the error message. Okay. This log message you can't see into the flow variables. It will visible onto the text of flow activity onto the cloud here. Okay. But right now, yeah, so we are not running from the cloud. It will not visible here, but you can see here. Okay. Yeah, guys, any question here onto the error exception handling? Because this is a part of your flow control. Okay, yesterday we discussed about the loops. So now into the flow control, we have this go to label on block error and run subflow also we can use, right? So run subflow is basically uh, directly you can, if you are getting any issue or errors, that here also you can run your subflow. You use this subflow action, run subflow, and you can pass the name of that subflow on error. Okay. You can't pass the main onto the subflow because main cannot be moved into the subflows. Okay. Onto the main, you can pass multiple sub, you run multiple subflows, but here you can see main will not visible here. Okay, you can't run main from any subflow. Okay, so here if error found is true, then automatically this subflow will run on error. So if we don't want to pass this subflow name here, I will remove this from here. Only this condition I am passing, and then on the basis of this condition, I am running this subflow. This thing also we can do. Okay, and again, this exit subflow also we can use. If we are getting any error, this exit subflow, we can use this action and automatically it will exit from this subflow and will go to the main, right? Or on that subflow where it is calling. Okay. Any question here? So we already discussed reasons yesterday. So these are the two actions also, reason and end reason into the flow control. Stop flow also we can use. So it will exit subflow will exit from this subflow and will run, then main will run. Okay. But stop flow will terminate your complete flow. Okay, you can use this stop flow also. Wait, you can also use, if you are passing here 5, so it is a second wait. It will wait for 5 seconds and then it will continue on to the next action. It is very helpful when you are working on to the browser automation. Okay. Here, let us suppose you are in passing any inputs, user ID and password, and then clicking on the submit button, and then later you can put this wait for 5 to 10 seconds so that it will this action will wait until the for the next action. Okay, for the next page of the website. You can use another thing also there, but wait also you can use. You can wait for web page load also, but this thing also you can use. Okay, almost I have completed all the flow control actions here. Guys, if you want to ask these actions, you can. Okay, go to also is very important action here into the flow controls. Directly we can go to the jump into the particular action. Okay, so like we can run this subflow, like we can call this subflow from this subflow to another subflow. Also, we can call the desktop flows. Let us suppose this is my one desktop flow and I am creating another desktop flow. I can also call that desktop flow here directly. Okay, so if we will use this action here, if we will click onto the desktop flow, we have I have this multiple my flows, desktop flows that I can call. Okay. For example, um, first I'm saving this. I'm creating a new desktop flow. Here I am display. This is next desktop. Okay, I am saving this. Opening this lecture to demo again. And here I am using this action. You can search here, lecture 3 demo, save it. And then if you will run this one, see, first this desktop flow will run completely, then only it will go to the next action. See, it is waiting for 5 seconds, exiting the subflow. Okay. And after exit subflow, the flow is stopped because I'm not calling this subflow anywhere, right? Any question here, guys? So we have multiple where your next task is that I want to see from all that I have not completed these actions. Okay. So try to use these actions one by one. Okay. And if you are getting any errors in these actions, then we can discuss it on to the next week. Okay. Again, these data tables also you can use it, but yeah, we will uh, showcase how we can use these data tables also, but at least variable should be completed. Okay. Condition I have already showcased the demo, loops also and flow controls. Okay. That is also completed, right? So till flow control, we have run flow also, we have completed all the sections. Okay. Now from next week, we will discuss about the system section. Okay. Any question till here? Ankush, are you there?
Hi, Pratyaksh.
I know Deep.
Hi, is
Yeah, Navdeep,
we
we can. Yeah, tell me.
you want to wind up the session?
Yeah, if someone has any question, we can discuss.
Okay. Guys, if anyone have any doubt for this class, please let him know, or otherwise we will wind the session. Okay, Pratyaksh. Uh, we will wind the session here, and
Yeah.
we'll share our number here. If anyone have interested, because next weekend we are starting the session which are paid. If anyone interested for the batch, please let us know. We are sharing the number here. Okay. Pratyaksh, you can also share your number here.
Yeah, sure. I'm also in that group.
Okay, okay.
Okay, guys. Yeah. Thank you, Nathi. Thank you all.
Thank you.